Why won't you look at your mother?
Because I don't want to cry.
At least respect your mother enough to look her in the eye, Carly.
I know all of this. I don't.
When I leave for work in the morning, Carly, I have to check to make sure that you're still breathing. I have to make you talk to me and say goodbye. I don't say goodbye to your brother. I know he's okay, but you know I have to come in and wake you up and say goodbye to you because I have to make sure that you're still alive. I don't want to live like that anymore.
Why do you think she's going to die?
The drugs are getting harsher. It's not getting any better over the years.
What do you have written down?
Carly, I found out you were using drugs after the school called me when you were a sophomore and they told me you were in PE class and you had a seizure. I had no idea you were doing drugs. They took you to the hospital by ambulance, and the doctors told me that you had Adderall and meth in your system. I had no idea you were using that. That was in 2005. You had 3 more seizures over the year after that. When you were 16 or 17, I had to go over to the apartment complex after I had kicked you out and rescue you because you were really high and you were about to go to a rave in LA. I put you into Chapman Rehab for 30 days when you were just 17. After that, in 2006, I got a phone call that you were arrested. They found out that you were using heroin and you had a needle on you. You were in juvenile hall for 30 days. I asked them to keep you there. They wanted you to come home, and I said, no, I do not want her to come home. The only way that you could come home was the judge told me if I got you into a program. So you wrote me letters that you were going to not use drugs anymore if I could put you into the Hope Institute Recovery Center, which I did, and you were fine for about 60 days. You came out and started using again. I paid for you to go into sober living, and I gave you a car to go find a job while you were living there. In August of this year, you stole checks from my checkbook, and you forged my name, and you cashed the checks, either to pay off a drug dealer or to buy drugs, I'm not sure. You were kicked out of sober living because you could not pay your rent. So you decided to shoot up heroin that day, and that's when you overdosed. They had to do CPR on you. When you came home, you told me that you were very depressed and that you just thought it'd be easier if you checked out alive. You thought it'd be easier for Travis and I. But that's not true. I said, what could I do to make you not feel that way? And you said that you owed a drug dealer $150 and that he threatened to hurt you and our family. And I told you I would pay for the drug dealer off if you promised to go to detox the next day and get medication, and you did, and you started going to meetings and you were happy. I remember you coming home telling me you're so happy, and that's when you were going to meetings every night. And then you started using again. Thanksgiving, I found foil in your bathroom trash. You were smoking OxyContin then. You began detoxing on Thanksgiving Day. And then you started with your whole body, and it was Thanksgiving. And we had to worry about you being sick and going through all that. You told me recently that you take Xanax every day because it helps you detox. You've had 3 or 4 friends die in the last year from OxyContin and or heroin. Saturday night, you were fine, and then about 12 o'clock, you told me that you had used that day and that you were detoxing, and you started feeling sick, and you woke me up and asked me to drive you to get drugs, and I wouldn't do it.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.